All right, we are going to go through some of the questions in our parallel lines and angles study guide now. So if you want to follow along, take notes, or just review, this is the video for you. Starting off, we want to just make sure that we know the different angle types and if they're congruent or supplementary. So taking a look, first, our first main word that we need to know is transversal. Transversal is the line that cuts across parallel lines. Transversal is really important because when we look at our angle relationship notes, most of these you do need to be on a transversal. So for example, corresponding angles, you slide on the transversal. Alternate interior angles are on opposite sides of a transversal. Same side interior angles are on the same side of a transversal. The same thing for alternate exterior and same side exterior. All four of those, or all five of those angle relationships and angle types need a transversal that cuts across parallel lines. So let's go on to corresponding angles. What's an example? There's a corresponding angle here, and it slides and is the same as that angle there. Another example of corresponding angles, this angle up here, this little acute angle, can slide down and matches this acute angle. And corresponding angles are, as you can see, the same or congruent. Alternate interior angles. So again, this is the transversal, and alternate interior angles are on opposite sides. So this angle and this angle are on opposite or alternate sides of the transversal, and they are congruent. And another pair of alternate interior angles would be this obtuse angle here and this obtuse angle. Again, they are the same measurement. Moving on, alternate exterior angles, pretty similar, except now, kind of the key point here, interior is inside your parallel lines, and exterior is outside your parallel lines. All right, so an example of alternate exterior angles would be this angle here and this angle over here. Those angles, you'll notice, are both acute angles, and they are congruent. Vertical angles is a special one. You do not need parallel lines to do vertical angles. Vertical angles are just made when you have two intersecting lines like these two. And an example of vertical angles would be this angle here is congruent to this angle here. Vertical angles are across an intersection, so they're across from each other here. And again, they are congruent. So again, vertical angles just need two intersecting lines, and vertical angles are across from each other. Same side exterior angles, or same side exterior and same side interior angles. What that means is, again, we're looking at our transversal, and when they're on the same side, so same side interior, that would be this angle and this angle. These two angles, you'll notice, are not the same because they need to add up to 180. And that makes them supplementary. So remember, interior, inside, exterior, outside. So that would be this angle here and this angle. Notice again, they are not the same because they have to add up to 180. And that's what supplementary means. Let's continue on to the next set of problems. I'm just going to do a couple examples here, and you can check the answer key for the study guide on Google Classroom for the other answers. So let's just take a look at number one. What we want to do for these types of problems is identify the type of angle relationship. So what angle type is 67 and angle 1 here? I notice they are on a transversal, and if I can slide 67 up, it matches angle 1. So this is an example of corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are congruent or the same. And so the measure of angle 1 is just 67 degrees. You'll notice number 2 is also a corresponding angle. So 142 can slide up here to where x is, and that means x is, or angle HJK, which is the same as angle x, HJK is 142 degrees. Number 3, you'll notice, are on opposite sides of the transversal. When they're on opposite sides of the transversal and they are inside the parallel lines, we call that alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are congruent or the same. So angle 3 has to be the same as 111 degrees. All right, I'm going to skip ahead to problem number 6 now. You'll see a similar problem like this on the test. They give us the measure of angle 3 as 126 degrees. And we have to find the measure of all the other angles. Well, we'll probably want to start with angles 1, 2, and 4. Those are the easiest to fill in. Angle 1 is a vertical angle to angle 3, so it's 126 degrees. They're the same thing. And I notice, like for example, angle 1 and angle 2 are on this straight line, so they have to add up to 180. So that's 126 degrees plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees. And so when we figure that out, measure of angle 2 has to be, what's that, 54 degrees. So it adds up to 180. So now we know angle 2 is 54 degrees. It's a vertical angle to number 4. They're the same thing. Now we want to just see how do we get 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, angle P and angle Q are parallel. That means we can use our angle relationships. Basically, we can shift all of these angles here. They correspond with these angles here. So that means angle 5 is 126 degrees because it corresponds with angle 1. Angle 2 corresponds with angle 6. That's 54 degrees. And then we can fill in the vertical angle pairs to make them match. Let's keep going. Some more examples. These are probably the more important problems. And let me do just one of these in each section. So let's do number 7. You can try number 8 on your own and then check the answer key on Google Classroom. I noticed we have parallel lines and we have a transversal. And both angles are on the same side of the transversal, and it looks like I can just slide 4x up to here, where 3x plus 23 is. And we can slide that up there and call it corresponding angles. And if we look at our notes, the corresponding angles are congruent again. Always congruent. And what that means for this problem, if we say they are congruent, then we're going to set these angles equal to each other. So it looks like this. 3x plus 23 equals 4x. That's the first step. You say the relationship is congruent, then you set the angles equal to each other. Now we're going to do just a little bit of algebra to solve for x. We get x on one side, we get 23 equals x. That was pretty easy. All right, so this is part of my answer, but they're asking me for angle ABC. ABC is this angle right here. And so I want to take 4x, x is 23. We'll multiply those together. 4 times 23 gives me an answer of 92 degrees. So the second part of this answer is 92 degrees for the measure of angle ABC. Okay. Again, corresponding, congruent. Make sure you set the angles equal to each other before you try to solve for x. Moving on, we're going to take a look here at number 9. Again, you can try number 10 on your own. Check the answer key on Google Classroom. I notice, again, parallel lines here. This is my transversal. And I notice my angles that are labeled, this angle and this angle, are on opposite sides of the transversal. And they're in between the parallel lines. So this is an example of alternate interior angles. And alternate interior angles are congruent. And since they are congruent, just like the last problem I showed, I'm going to set this angle equal to this angle. So we get, for our equation, a plus 28 is equal to 2a. And again, I'm just going to solve for a. This one's also pretty easy. A is 28. All right, I'm leaving the more difficult ones for you to figure out. Again, that's part of the answer. The other part of the answer is figuring out the measure of the angle MNP. MNP is this angle, MNP. And so you notice we need to do A plus 28. Well, 28 plus 28 gives me an answer of 56 degrees for angle MNP. All right, and then our final example in our study guide, we're going to do number 11. This is a good challenge problem to end on. As always, notice my parallel lines. Here's my transversal. And this time, both angles are on the same side of the transversal. And they're both inside. So that's called same side interior angles. And if they start with S, they are supplementary. And supplementary means the angles add up to 180. So it's going to look like this. 3n minus 47 plus n plus 7. So my two angles added together and equal 180 degrees. Now I want to go through and combine my terms. I can get rid of these parentheses. And go ahead and combine my terms. We get 4n. We get, minus 40. Okay. And that equals 180. And then I'm going to add 40 to both sides. So we get 4n is 220. Divide by 4, divide by 4. N equals, let's see, 220 divided by 4 is 55. Okay, so 55 is part of my answer. And measure of angle ABC, so ABC is this angle here. And so we want to do 3n minus 47. So 3n minus 47, we know n is 55. So 3 times 55 minus 47 gives me an answer of 118. All right. And just to double check, let's do n plus 7. N plus 7, that's 55 plus 7, that's 62 degrees. Again, these two angles are supposed to be supplementary. Do they add up to 180? Yes, they do. So I know that my answer is correct at this point. Measure of angle ABC is 118 degrees. All right, I left a few problems for you to try on your own in the study guide. Again, answer key or notes are posted on Google Classroom, and make sure you're ready for tomorrow's test.